Good afternoon. I trust that you're well from wherever you're joining us from. Welcome to TV47's afternoon's broadcast. We bring you up to speed with the latest from across the country and even beyond the borders. But first, the highlights. Keharo Member of Parliament Ndindi Nyoro is out of the powerful Budget and Appropriations Committee, with a Lagos Songa Member of Parliament Samuel Atandi as the new chair. Red Cross warns of impending doom in Tana River and other flooding hotspots across the country following the onset of heavy rains. And students in higher learning institutions stand to breathe a sigh of relief if President William Ruto's promise to release of HELB funds by the end of the week comes to pass. Once again, good afternoon. Welcome to the broadcast. My name is Moige William and this is TV47 News Now. We start off whereby the Kenya Red Cross has urged residents living near the banks of Tana River to move to higher grounds as the rainy season sets in to avoid being swept away by flood waters. Kenya Red Cross Hassan Musam called on all residents to take precautions before disaster strikes in order to avoid calamities. According to the Kenya Red Cross, by May 2024, at least 221 people had lost their lives and 155 were still missing since the March rains. More than 63,000 households across 42 counties were affected, and a total of 36,137 households were displaced in Kenya. In Tana River County alone, severe flooding forced more than 43,000 people from their homes.
Mvua zimeanza na pengine kuna dalili kwamba kutokea mafuriko, lakini iwapo yatatokea mafuriko tumeweza kujihami kwa kuweza kushirikiana na mashirika mengine ikiwemo county government na national government na washikadau wengine, kwa sababu sisi Red Cross hatuwezi kufanya kazi yote. Kwa hiyo ile kitu tumeanza kufanya sasa hivi kuweza kuhamasisha wale watu ambao wanakaa karibu na kingo za mto waweze kuwa tayari kuweza kuondoka kwa sehemu zile. Lakini pia tusingoje mafuriko yatokee ndio tuweze kutoka. Wengi tunaangalia sasa tafute sehemu mbadala ili tusiwe kila mwaka tukiingia tunaenda kutoa watu hawa. Hilo ndio tunafanya. Lakini pia ukichunguza wakati tukifanya hii procession unaona kwamba tulikuwa na boat katika ile procession na hata tractor. Hivi ni vyombo ambavyo tumeweza kuposition katika sehemu hii ya Garissa, Wajir, Mandera, ili ikiwa itatokea bahati mbaya kwamba mafuriko yametokea, basi tuna vifaa ambavyo tunaweza kwenda kuokoa jamii bila wasiwasi wowote.
Red Cross are doing a very good job na watu waweze kuwasaidia na wanafanya kazi nzuri. My reaction actually goes to the whole community of Garissa County that wherever you see the Red Cross are going to assist people of Garissa, lazima tuwasaidie. Mahali tunawasaidia ni kwamba wakati magari hata zinakimbia, must pave way, number 1. Number 2, pia tuweze kufika pale na kuangalia nini Red Cross inafanya, na sisi tuunge mkono kwa sababu Red Cross inasaidia sana in our community.
Elsewhere, President William Ruto has announced that thousands of learners who depend on government funding through the Higher Education Loans Board, that is HELB, will receive all their pending allocations by the end of this week. Speaking on the third day of his 4-day working tour of Nairobi in Dagoretti, the president assured that he had finalized all governmental deliberations to have the money disbursed by Friday. The president also acknowledged that the government has been facing challenges with the disbursement of the funds, making it difficult for beneficiaries to receive their payments. Working on that particular story, and we will be bringing you the comments by President William Ruto later on in our broadcast. Elsewhere, Ruto's chapati machine promise whereby that is President Ruto's pledge of purchasing a chapati-making machine for Nairobi students has elicited mixed reactions from Kenyans. The president's pledge, which aims at enhancing the dish in a county feeding program, was a request by Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja. However, the ambitious plan did not sit well with netizens, who in turn decided to have a field day with the head of state's proposal. Hilarious artificial intelligence-generated images poking fun at the entire concept have flooded the internet for the better part of the day, with numerous members of parliament also joining in on the chapati frenzy. Among them is Saboti Member of Parliament Caleb Amisi, who shared AI-generated images on his X platform, showcasing lawmakers are having a chapati contest in parliament. All right, those are Kenyans for you. I'm not laughing at the promise, but whatever AI-generated images Kenyans are posting now. Interior Principal Secretary Raymond Omolo has defended the government response over the robbery which happened along Thika Road yesterday. PS Omolo claims that the police had to balance between enforcement of the law and human rights. On Tuesday, chaos erupted after President William Ruto held a political rally. Eyewitnesses stated that a mob that had been in the rally terrorized the streets, where several people were injured as they attempted to escape the violence. The mob looted from businesses, forcing shops to close, vandalized vehicles, and mugged commuters. Also, in other news, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Teaching and Referral Hospital in Kisumu has been upgraded to a level 6A hospital. The hospital will now be managed by the national government and has joined the list of other top hospitals in the country, such as Kenyatta National Hospital here in Nairobi and Moige Teaching and Referral Hospital in Eldoret. The economy in the county is expected to grow following the decision to upgrade the hospital.
Becoming a national state corporation entails so many other things. One, it will also assist us actually to get additional staff, who will provide also impeccable services, and this also is going to improve the economy of Kisumu and the environment. Because one, what we are seeing is that having more additional staff, having more additional specialized services, this will also improve on our health outcomes in this region.
In other news, the 41st witness in the 1.1 billion shillings misappropriation trial against Uasin Gishu Senator Jackson Mandago and two other co-accused persons took to the stand to testify against the three suspects. Joseph Kurgat, former Uasin Gishu County Executive Committee member for Education, attempted to distance himself from the controversial Finland education saga, but his efforts amounted to naught after he failed to explain how his son was a beneficiary after paying 490,000 Kenya shillings through KCB Bank in Eldoret.
To pay.
As the County Executive Committee member in charge of the Department of Education, Culture, Social Services, Sports and Youth Affairs, I was not involved in the running of the said program from the beginning. The second item is that the program was run by the officers in my department, namely James Maritim was the chief officer, Mesha Grono, Joshua Lelei, Joel Ruta, and Tony Tanui. Third element is that the program was never discussed and approved by the cabinet, that I was not aware of the formation of the Uasin Gishu Overseas Education Trust. I was not privy to the opening of the bank account, number 128-59-22-77, at KCB Eldoret branch that I was not aware of the amount of fees each student was expected to pay. I sought for detailed information regarding the said program from Mr. Joseph Maritim, the Chief Officer of Youth and Sports, via the memos.
You see, you are a senior officer concerned. This is something happening within your ministerial department. How long did you take to react? That is my question. How long did it take you to react after learning?
Probably 4 months or so, because I can't tell exactly.
Around 4 months.
Yes.
In your estimation, 4 months is reasonable as a leader who is offering leadership?
To respond to that, my brother, I think because I was waiting for their response, I've said I called him separately, we discussed verbally, and he used to tell me that he would respond.
Abdullahi Mohammed Khalif has emerged as the winner of the 3rd annual Quran competition organized by the Wajir County government in efforts to improve and promote the Islamic religion among the youth in the northeastern region. Abdullahi won in the finals after defeating 40 students in a competition that had a total of 240 participants. For his victory, Abdullahi was awarded 500,000 Kenya shillings along with other honorary prizes, including sponsorship for his parents' pilgrimage, that is Hajj, to Saudi Arabia. Wajir Governor Ahmed Abdullahi stated that this competition not only help increase religious knowledge among the youth, but also contribute to their moral development and provide a strong foundation for their future growth.
This is a competition we carry out once every year, all the way from the ward level, coming to the sub-county, and the winners at the sub-county level come and compete at the county level, 40 of them. Learning of the Quran by the Muslim girl and the Muslim boy contributes in a very big way, in my belief, to the well-being of this nation, because it immensely contributes to producing responsible citizens.
All right, and now to the country's National Legislative House. Let me tell you of some changes that have happened today in some of the committees, whereby Alego Songa, Member of Parliament, that is Sam Atandi, has been elected unopposed as the new chairperson of the National Assembly's, that is a Budget and Appropriations Committee. He succeeds Keharo Member of Parliament Ndindi Nyoro, who chose not to defend his position and was absent from the election meeting. Also, Atandi was the sole candidate to submit his nomination papers before the deadline, ensuring his automatic appointment. According to parliamentary procedures, when only one candidate is nominated, the clerk formally declares them elected without the need for a vote. The presiding clerk confirmed receiving Atandi's nomination, which was proposed by Baringo woman representative Florence Jematia and seconded by Taveta Member of Parliament, that is Danson Mwa Shako. Those are just but some of the changes that happened there in the Parliament, the National Assembly. Also, we have the Butere Member of Parliament, Nicholas Scott Tindi Mwale, has been elected as the chairperson of the National Assembly Public Accounts Committee, defeating his closest challenger, Rariena Member of Parliament, Paul Otiende Amolo. Mwale, who had previously served as the committee's vice chairperson, had been acting as chairperson for the past 6 months following the appointment of nominated Member of Parliament, that is John Mbadi, as the chief secretary for national, that is the cabinet secretary for National Treasury. In a hotly contested election, Mwale defeated Otiende by 3 votes, receiving 9 votes to Otiende's 6 votes. TV47. Do enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Good afternoon.